orders Varsities to submit admission lists, threatening sanctions. Now, I know that is quite not comprehensive enough, so I'm going to read a comprehensive distinct story to it. So, the Jamb the Joint Admission Matriculation Board has threatened to sanction higher institutions that fail to submit lists of students admitted immediately after matriculation. This was revealed in a memo which is tagged clarification on disclosure of admitted candidates outside that is between the 2017 to 2024. The initiative, according to Jamb Public Communication Advisor Benjamin, is one of the recommendations made by a committee set up by the federal government to combat fake degree racketeering in the country. According to the memo, institutions are to regularly submit a matriculation list to the Federal Ministry of Education not later than 3 months after matriculation ceremony. The list is expected to be submitted through the dedicated channel of Jamb. The development comes after the federal government set up an interministerial investigative committee on degree certificate milling to probe the activities of certificate racketeers following an investigative report published which exposed the activities of fake degree in Benin Republic. It was reported how the National Youth Service Corps, that's NYC, said a total of 54 corps members who were illegally mobilized by the University of Calabar had been demobilized. This is in addition to the earlier 101 certificates that were recently voided by the scheme, making a total of 178 persons and certificates. The investigation led to the federal government placing a ban on the accreditation and evaluation of degrees from Benin Republic and Togo. The Ministry of Education, Tahir Maman, then vowed to flush out holders of fake degrees from the Nigerian educational system. Okay, Mazi, you first. This is actually something. This is something that is actually a good way. It's a good step forward. Let me take it that way. But last week, speaking with Nuruddin and Shopito, they said if they had to stop the certificate racketeering, they know the right places to start. But let me hear your opinion.
The university themselves have to polish themselves. Serious portion. They need policing. That's what we're talking about, leadership. I think it's a good development. The moment the schools carry out their matriculation, it's expected of them to transmit those admitted.
Yes.
To Jamb for proper order. And what that means that they want to make sure that those actually admitted were those in the school. And they don't forget that even Jamb has a number of students posted or admitted in each school. But that will not stop until we go back to the basics, how these students were actually admitted. You see, we had about 1.something million candidates for Jamb this year. And how many will be admitted? I'm not sure if you have to 800,000
at all.
Can be. The leftover will find their ways to the school through front and back door. So that is what they intend to check. But then, having said that, the vice chancellors of each university has to be blamed. They mentioned Calabar, and I know some people that pass through there. It's horrible area, horrible place. But even though which school here that is good? Is it Nandaziko? Is it I don't want to mention. So all of them have one problem or the other. But for this admission, you go to what is happening. You find out that there are those giving fake admission letters. I had a story that somebody was admitted, was given official admission to read or to study a certain course, and he went through back door and front door and changed it from course A to course B, and was attending lectures until the final it was discovered when she was asked to come and defend the project. And then when her name was called, her file was brought, and she said, "Look, there's no evidence to show that you even defended it." So what happened? She lost in 4 years.
Wow.
So I think there's need for sanity. There's need for sanity. You need to go to what is happening. Lot of issues, lot of fraudulent practices. My nephew, like I said, he went there. And do you know that each payment, either admission, acceptance fee, there are rocketers inside that will charge 10% of it. He went there and said one day, his number was 265 for the screening. And somebody came and said, if you want to get this one, 10,000 naira.
Huh.
So it is bad. So I think it's a good development to me.
Okay.
Okay, let me digress from my takeoff point. We have failed in enacting the consequence principle as a nation. There is no consequence per se for bad behavior, and that has eroded a lot of credit from governance and how things are implemented. That's why you find people doing all sorts of things. Like I said, let me just digress a bit. We just ended the Olympic shame. With the potential giftings we have in Nigeria, we went to Olympic without a medal. You know, that's shameful. Now, what happened? If I really say that composition, how athlete that qualified to run 100 meters was not registered to run 100 meters in that nation. And then nobody is going to take responsibility for that.
At all.
Because there's no consequence for bad behavior. Okay. Now, you see there's so much of impunity and all of that. In as much there are no consequences, corruption will continue to strive. That's the truth. So we must be able at some point to establish consequences to bad behaviors. So where that is on ground, then you check yourself. Because there are saboteurs. We see our national grid collapsing every now and then because there are saboteurs, there are no consequences. In the same thing, what they have in the university system today, like you said, Maxi, they need to pour themselves. My elder brother graduated from the University of Lagos about 30-something years ago. He wanted to get his transcripts. He went to the school, he graduated, he has his certificate, but okay, there's a staff in there, he said, okay, please just help me get this in out. What is the normal fee? I'll send it to you. The guy is asking for 150,000 naira extra. And he said, I went to the school, I'm not asking for favor. I'm not saying that just help me process it in fact, I will beg them to use the 100,000. Why? Why you begging? Okay. It is a corruption in the system. And in one way or another, they will victimize you.
Of course, yes.
The trust will just be missing forever. You understand? Because you're not playing ball with them. That is the corruption we're talking about here. So, in the 80s, a friend of mine then, a big star, I went over this, was going to our admission Yabatech then. In our present, while she was on the table, in our present, her name was cancelled for somebody to be played with somebody else. She now said, that's my name. I said, oh, sorry. So they will start
for another name.
You understand? So that's always been. Oh my word. Corruption. Okay. It's training is an industry today because there's no consequence for this bad behavior.
Okay, now that is where we will close. In fact, we are closing this whole topic, this whole show down because for how oh my God. Please, sir, don't even say anything because our time is already up. Can you imagine? So if she was not there to see her name being cancelled, that was just it. So somebody else just played the victim. Amazing. So I hope they're actually listening because it's not just about knowing the Jamb and those who entered and whatever. You need to get into the system. You need to get into the system. Even if they send the list to you, they can still, mix names and manipulate the list. Anyways, this is where we'll draw the curtain for today. That's all for the buzz on today's episode. Tomorrow we'll continue to still talk about, the country affairs and try to move forward. Thank you so much, Chris, for coming.
It's great.
Thank you so much, Mazi, for coming. Mazi has a lot to say, but there is no time. Thank you so much for joining us. Tomorrow is another day. My name is Rose Blossom. Have a beautiful day and bye for now.